YouTube, is your main man TC the Barber. But before we get into this haircut tutorial, you ever did your job so well where you had to step back and look at it? Enough said. Let's get into this cut. YouTube, you know who it is. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell will let you know when I'm dropping my next video. In this haircut tutorial, we're going to be doing a taper and a beard trim. Let's get into it. So the first step I'm going to be doing is just picking through the hair, lifting the hair up off the scalp, and just prepping it for my next step. In this next step with the number 2 guard, with the lever all the way closed, I'm going to go ahead and knock it down. And then once I knock it down, I'm going to come back with the 1 guard adjusted to half with the grain to lay it down. In this next step with the 1.5 guard, and I'm going with the grain this time just to lay the hair down. I started with the number 2 guard just so I can see what's underneath, and being that his hair was long for a while, I wanted to just be on the safe side and use that number 2 guard to knock it down, and then come back with the 1.5 guard with the grain. Now I'm going to open my guard all the way up, and the top area is thinner than the sides. Now to set the ball line in at the nape of the neck. Now that we got the ball line set in with my cordless Andy's Masters, I'm going to go up about 1/2 inch, setting my first guideline. The lever is all the way open. Now I'm going to close the lever all the way. Knock out the ball line. Now as I go up, I'm going to open my lever. Now my lever is adjusted to half, and just continue to work out that ball line. Adjust it back to close, going back to the bottom, doing some detailing. So anytime you see me repeating step, I'm doing detailing. So right now with the 1/16 guard adjusted to half, and I'm knocking out this first guideline that I created. And as you can see me flicking up to that line and brushing the hair down to see what I'm working with. So I'm constantly brushing that hair. get that nice fade. Right now, took the guard off, the lever is adjusted to half. Now I know me taking the guard off and just the lever to half, I was gonna knock this line out completely. Cause sometimes if a line is not getting out, you have to go lower. And as you can see, knock that line right out. Now I'm coming in with the 1 guard with the lever all the way open. And that's gonna blend right into that 1.5 guard with the grain. So back with the 1/16 guard, and just coming back to do some detailing. So now I'm gonna go ahead and edge the back up, and then we can move on to our next step. And as you can see, I'm keeping it consistent using the corner on my blade just to get around the ears. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So I'm just going to repeat the same steps. So what I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna go ahead and edge it up first, and then I'll start my taper. I'm doing something different. I seen a barber do this. I forget the name of it, so I thought I'd try it. I guess the way you can look at this is edging it up first, and then finishing off the taper, and then that way when you come back to the edge up, you don't have to put too much. You can just touch it up. You don't have to really finesse it because you already edged it up before, you know. So I mean, either way you look at it, I just tried it just to do something different. I thought it was cool I thought it was dope to seeing him do that. So as you can see, I already started my taper. I balled it around mid-ear up to the temple area. Now I got the cordless Andes Master. Adjust my lever to half, and I'm going up about a 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to close that lever to go ahead and knock out the ball line. Open my lever back up halfway. Just doing some detailing, going over my steps. Now with the 1/16 guard, as you can see, lever adjusted to half, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to knock out this line. And remember, as I go up on the fade, I adjust the lever, open. As I go down on the fade, I close it. Now the lever is closed. And just working a line out. Now the same steps that I repeated in the back, no guard, with the lever adjusted to half. And like I said, I know that this half will knock out that line completely. So open the lever back up as I go higher on the fade. And just keeping it consistent. So the same steps, guys, I repeated in the back is the same steps I'm doing on the side. Now I'm going to go ahead and fade the sideburns. Repeating the same steps. I started with the lever close, and then open, and then half. you can see that light into dark. Good contrast from light to dark to fade right into the beard. And just going back over, repeating the same steps. Just detail. So I'm going to repeat the same steps that I did on the left side. I'm going to repeat on the right side. Now I'm just going to speed this up. So now I'm going to go ahead and edge them up, starting in the middle of the head. I use the middle as a guide. So the middle is my starting point. And with the edges, I always try to use the edge of the eyebrow and use that as a guide. Now we're gonna give them C cups, which is that curve right in the temple area. And the beard, I'm just gonna keep it natural. Sometimes customers can't get to you and they'll just go in, just dig in and just, be their own barber, and then you have to come back and like, hey man, I'm gonna have to fix this. So you see in this area where it's a little bit lighter, and right now I'm gonna start the edge up right where it should be, and then I will use some enhancement on the face and on the hairline as well, just to make it pop. I did get the enhancement on camera as far as for the face, but I did get the enhancement for the hairline. So as you can see, just touching it up, and I'm gonna repeat the same steps on the right side. And throughout my haircut, you will see me repeat steps, and it's my way of going back to detail and make sure everything is nice and neat. And just finessing his hairline, man. And like I always say, what you do to one side, you do to the other. So just repeating the same steps, nothing changes. And the same with this side. I'm just gonna start it back start the edge of the line back where it normally should be. I asked him and I was like, hey man, you been messing with your face? And he was like, why, you could tell? Yeah, I could tell, man. I'm a barber, bruh. Come on, man. Anyway, just keeping it consistent. Now I'm just knocking his mustache down with I think I used to do one guard. He's gonna keep the chin area full, so I'm not gonna mess with that. And this dude right here, man, I've been rocking with this dude since like 2008, man. Like, he's like a little brother to me. I've been cutting him for years. So right here, just gonna hit him with some enhancement. Elegant temporary hair color to enhance their hairline. YouTube, this is the cut. I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and also that notification bell will let you know when I'm dropping my next video. You can also follow me on IG at TC the Barber, and also Facebook at Tony T Clark. And thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of the cut as well.